Greetings, exalted ones.
You are no match for me.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Killstreak breakdown video. Today's Killstreak is a 50 plus with Lando on Geonosis. As you guys would have seen there, I changed straight away to the Skiff skin because he actually blends in pretty well on this planet with this skin, so I decided to equip that. Star codes I've got, Deadeye has increased range, so you can use, not Deadeye, Sharp Shot, sorry. You can use Sharp Shot from further away. Increased max health, and his smoke grenade is like thicker, larger, I guess. So as you can see, we're in a okay state. We've got one objective left with about 40 tickets, so obviously my aim was to help try and clear the area, make sure we push through. It's a lot harder for the droids once you push through to the second phase, because they have a lot of walkers to usually take out, so getting past the first phase, no matter who you're playing for the Republic, puts you in pretty good stead. So try not to zoom in too close, like if they're too close to you, unless you're fully sure of your aim, because sometimes hip firing is a bit better. Thankfully, I'm personally a lot better at closer range with Lando's gun. I find it a little bit harder to shoot at longer range. That's something I am trying to work on, but I guess the sharp shot makes up for it a little bit. It also helps me outline enemies, but you will see I do like to use the smoke grenade a lot. Even if I'm not near it, I might throw it in a different direction just to confuse the enemies a bit. It's like if I've got Disabler on as like a scan or a radar jam, and I put the smoke grenade down, and I'm in a different area to the smoke grenade, it might confuse them a bit, so you might see me do a little bit of that. Yeah, so usually about medium range I'm pretty good with Lando's gun, but I'm trying to learn, like, I think you'd want to like tap, like, instead of spamming the trigger button when you're like further away. Usually there's always a few stragglers here, so that's why I'm doubling back to make sure we get them all. And it takes a while for them to fall back, so you've got to make sure there's a few that you actually take out, and then you better push up a little bit easier. Thankfully, Sharp Shot's good at like helping you locate enemies that are around you, even if you don't use it. Like, even if there's no one around, at least it gives you an idea of what's around you. At least you can roll during that now. I know it's been a thing for a while now, but it's just a good thing to remember. I sometimes forget it. You've got to be careful though. A lot of people like to snipe on this map, so you don't want to stay at one place too long as a blaster hero, or even just a lightsaber for that matter. But I'm trying to be careful not to overextend either, because it's easy to get picked off. If you push up all the way on your own, there's no one else around you. Thankfully, I heard the vibro sword go off, so I was able to roll out of the way there. But thankfully, once you take out the hard cell transports, actually, when they fall over, a lot of smoke is produced. So I'll talk about that a bit later on as well. But if you put the smoke grenade down different areas while closer to it, it actually confuses them even more, because there's already a lot of smoke around, which is kind of cool. I've always liked the smoke grenade, so that card, there are definitely some better cards out there if you really want to be a bit more serious with Lando. I just enjoy the smoke grenade, so that's a personal preference thing there. Thankfully, I got some pretty good mates in the squad with me as well. See, I was able to use the roll there as well to get into a better position during Sharp Shot. I try and stick with some teammates, whether it's my mates I'm playing with or if it's just like one or two other teammates, because at least I feel a little bit safer. Because any blaster hero can be overrun relatively quickly, so just got to keep that in mind as well. Sometimes it's good not to use your disabler to stun straight away. Sometimes it's good for just jamming the area. I don't know how far that goes, like in terms of scanning. I mean, jamming the radar. I know there's obviously there's a certain AOE with the stun, but I just like to keep it down if I don't use it for stun. Usually using it for heroes is actually a better thing. I actually do make a mistake on that later on, actually, where I actually used a stun on a reinforcement, then Kylo pretty much came and pushed me, so I had no defense. So that was a mistake I ended up making at the end of the video, but at least it's good to like ensure you try and have the stun ready for a hero. So if you do see one coming near you, or think that's going to push you at some point, don't be afraid to deactivate it early. And then so you can get it back faster if they're a bit further away. Yeah, that's also what I was saying. They're like, Lando can be overrun pretty easily. So, apart from the stun, there's not a lot of defense that Lando has up close against the Saber heroes. But it's definitely a very good map though. This is one of Lando's best maps in my opinion. So if you're not sure where to pick him, this is definitely a good start. Normally I would shoot the heart cells, but I might get a few shots off. But I mainly just want to cover my teammates because a lot of them are going to be focused on shooting it. And I know it doesn't always look it on screen. Usually there's someone who's trying to pick off a few. Usually a lot of people like to use like heavy sentries and stuff, and they're pretty easy target when they've got that. When they're using that ability animation. So I just try and cover them mainly when I'm a hero the best I can. But thankfully, once you got a fight, everyone's pretty quick to fire on it, which is pretty good. Just gotta watch out for turrets and snipers though. That's turrets that lock on pretty well, to be honest. So you just gotta be very careful to watch your health. You can easily get overrun relatively quickly. And obviously checking your surroundings, because although it's a big map, there are different ways that they can flank you if it's not out of bounds for the droids. So you do have to be mindful of that. So that's also where the Saber is good, because they won't know where you are straight away. So at least it gives you an advantage. I know quite often I throw it near me, but if you're trying to push up, throwing it ahead of you can sometimes be good, because as you push up, you'll be able to see where they are. So it's just because I'm not as pushed far up, I kind of just keep it near me. Now on top of me blending in a little bit with the skin, I try and be invisible by being visible. I don't think I worded that very right, but basically what I'm trying to say is, like, although I'm visible to see, like if you look hard enough, I'm still somewhat invisible, sort of thing. Like I blend in a little better. I have an interesting choice of words, I must admit sometimes, but obviously with a lot of uploads you've probably seen recently, some of them are multiple here, like the same, like uploads of streaks of the same heroes, but a few of them are on the same map, and I don't really want to break down the streak if it's on the same map too much. I really should make a Killstreak breakdowns into a playlist, but I'd have to scroll through a lot of uploads just to see what I've actually done for. But usually if it's a different map, I try and do something like that, like a breakdown, but I don't know, I'm recording this before I even, pretty early on, so I do have a Killstreak tips and tricks video that I want to record. I don't know if I'll upload that before this. Obviously in the future you will know, but as I'm recording this I don't know, so so I'll be going over like little tricks that help me, and all that type of things, simple stuff. So then when I talk about breakdowns, you can kind of have a bit more of an idea of where I'm coming from, instead of just saying, oh okay, this is what he does with this person. Like, it's more like overall tips is what I'm trying to do in that video, and it's not necessarily just like tricks for like the one hero. It's more like an overall thing is what I'm gonna do. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that as well. It'll make up for not breaking down every single streak that I get. But I do enjoy doing them. To be honest, I've always wanted to break down heroes vs villains games, but that's a bit of a different mode, because like you either get steamrolled or you steamroll the other team, and it's a bit harder when you don't have a team or you make more mistakes. So I don't always know how to break down HEV videos, because it's very rarely is it a well thought game. I don't know. Maybe as I catch up on my uploads, I could just record while I play and just talk in general. I might do some of those potentially. I haven't decided yet, but I'm trying to think about it. As everyone seems to love commentary a lot more. That's a common thing. I try and do a bit of everything though, like some videos commentary, some gameplay, so you don't have to listen to my annoying voice all the time. But yeah, I'll figure that out. But back to this. Obviously, as I was doing before, I'm doing my best not to overextend, because Lando can get flanked pretty quickly and overrun. Thankfully, in case for any new players, if Lando puts his smoke grenade down, and you can still see through it if you zoom in, because Lando's pistol can see through smoke if you zoom in. So just a little thing for the newer players out there in case you don't know. I'm trying to retreat here because as I can tell I'm getting a few shots from snipers. I'm getting a few lag spots here and there, but pushing through. I'm pretty close to 50, but I was pretty happy once I got to 50, to be honest, because Lando is definitely not my strongest of heroes, in GA especially. HEV I'm okay, but he's not my strongest hero, but I can do well with him. It just depends, really. Obviously what I'm saying is, like, he wouldn't be my first choice, but he is very good if you don't keep him in check, I guess. As I said earlier, this is one of his best maps. So I was, as you would have seen just before, I was shooting the spider droid thing that was there. I didn't shoot it the full way, but shooting those can help because they actually automatically lock on to, well, not lock on. They try and aim for the ATTEs, so that helps your team out. So if you see some of those, don't be afraid to shoot at them. Nevertheless, I was still pretty happy with this streak, to be honest. Like, anything above around 40 or 50 for me with Lando, I consider that pretty good. Yeah, but once you get used to his gun, it's pretty good. It's a pretty fast fire rate gun, so you just got to be able to get used to aiming. If you don't want to go Lando on this map, Finn's another good option for that as well. Finn's got a pretty good range on his blaster, so doing that as well is another pretty good thing. So I think shortly, I think I get overrun by, I think it's an aerial or some type of reinforcement. Now, I used to stun a little too early. Oh, was it a commando? Yeah, I think it was this commando right here. And for the brief second, I didn't see the minimap, and I didn't realize Kylo was so close. So this is pretty much where I get done, because I didn't have a stun. And all he has to do at this point is just swing spam, because you can roll so much, and you're pretty much dead after that. So that's going to do it, guys. I hope you enjoyed, learned a few little things, and I'll see you guys later.
The Sith are all powerful.